Hola amigos! Do you ever wonder how to identify the total number of days from one particular date to another? In this video, we will be discussing how to find the time between two particular dates. The different ways of expressing time or term of a loan or investment. Sometimes, the term of investment is not given in years. The term or time frame given in certain problems may be stated in days or months. In cases where the time is expressed in months, it is easy to express it in years. But when the time or the term is given in days, we use a time factor such as the following. There are two different ways on how to identify the time between two particular dates in computing for the simple interest that does not reach a year but is computed in days. We have the ordinary simple interest or the banker's rule and the exact simple interest. For the ordinary simple interest, we have the actual time is divided by 360, while on exact simple interest, we have the actual time is divided by 365. The actual time refers to the number of days until the repayment date except the origin date. The banker's rule or ordinary simple interest is applied whenever a given problem does not specify the time factor to be used. For us to be able to understand better the concepts of ordinary simple interest and the exact simple interest, let us discuss these examples on how to identify the actual and the approximate time between two given dates. Here's our first example. Find the actual and approximate time from May 1, 1983 to September 15, 1983. Here's the solution for example number 1. As you can see on the screen, we have two tables. We have the actual time and the approximate time. Take note that we are solving for the total number of time, actual time, and approximate time for that matter from May 1, 1983 to September 15, 1983. Now, let us solve first for the actual time. In the actual time, all you have to do is just to list all of the months, beginning with the month on our first date, down to the month of our last date. In this case, we will be starting from May and we will end to September. Now, for the actual time, we are going to consider the total number of days for the particular month. For the month of May, you know already that there are 31 days. Since in computing for the actual time, we are not going to include the first date or the origin date of the loan, therefore, we are going to subtract 31 by 1. Why 31? It's because the total number of days for May is 31. And why are we using 1 here? It's because the date is May 1. Again, 31 because the total number of days for May is 31. And here is 1 because the date is May 1. Subtracting, we have 31 minus 1 is equal to 30. Therefore, the number of days for the actual time for the month of May is 30. Now, for the next succeeding months, we will just have to write the total number of days for that particular month. In the case of June, we have 30 because if you're going to look at the calendar, there are 30 days for June. For July, we have 31 days. And for August, we have 31 days. Now, for September, which is the last month, we only have 15. It's because our date or final date is on September 15. Therefore, whatever is the date on the last month, that should also be reflected as the number of days for the last month for the actual time. Hence, we have 15. Now, we have 30 days for May, 30 days for June, 31 days for July, 31 days for August, and 15 days for September. Adding all of that, then we get 137. So, the actual time from May 1, 1983 to September 15, 1983 is 137 days. Now, let's go to the approximate time. In the case of approximate time, the total number of days for all of the months in the year is 30, including February. We know already that February has 28 days most of the time, and every leap year, February has 29 days. In the case of approximate time, all of the months will have 30 days, including February. Now, let's illustrate. For the month of May, we only have 29 here. It's because, just like what I have said, the number of days for approximate time is only 30, regardless of how many days are there in that month. So meaning, the number here should always be 30, whatever the month is. And then 30 minus 1, since our first date is May 1, therefore we have 29. So for May, we have 29 days. And then for the next months, we have June, 30 days, July, 30 days, August also we have 30 days. And for the September again, we are going to copy 15 since we will be ending on September 15. Now, we will add all of the days from May to September. So we have 29 plus 30 plus 30 plus 30 plus 15. Then we have 134 days. Therefore, the approximate time from May 1, 1983 to September 15, 1983 is 134 days. Still confused? Here is another example for you to understand better. Find the actual and approximate time from June 25, 2008 to November 18, 2008. Here's the solution. Solving for the actual time first, from June 25 to November 18 on the year 2008, we have the total number of actual time in June is 30 days, minus 25 since we have June 25 as our first date, then 30 minus 25 is equal to 5. And then, next month is July with 31 days, August has 31 days, September has 30 days, and we have October has 31 days. November, we only have 18 days since we are going to end on November 18, 2008. Now, adding all the number of days from June to November, we have the total of 146 days. This is the actual number of days from June 25, 2008 to November 18, 2008. Now, let's solve for the approximate time. Automatically, we have here 30 because approximate time, all of the months have 30 days. So we have 30 minus 25. Again, we start at June 25, so it should be 25 here. 30 minus 25 is equal to 5. Therefore, we have here 5. And then followed by another 30, 30, 30, and 30. All days on all of the months should be 30 except on the first and the last. And then we have on the last one, November, is 18 since we end at November 18, 2008. Adding all of the days from June to November, we have 143 days. Therefore, the approximate time from June 25, 2008 to November 18, 2008 is 143 days. So that we can master the skill on solving for the approximate and actual time between two dates, let us have this last example. Find the actual and approximate time from April 15, 2008 to December 21, 2008. Here's the solution. From April 15, 2008 down to December 21, 2008, we list all the months beginning with April and ending on December. Since April has 30 days, we have 30 minus 15 since we have April 15. So 30 minus 15 is 15. Therefore, the actual time for the month of April is 15 days. May has 31 days, June has 30, July and August both have 31 days, September has 30 days, October has 31 days, and November has 30 days. For December, we only have 21 days since we end at December 21. Adding all the number of days from April to December, we have 250 days. Therefore, the actual time from April 15 to December 21, 2008 is 250 days. Now, let's solve for the approximate time. Again, since for the approximate time, all months have 30 days, so we have 30 minus 15 is equal to 15. So April has 15 days as well. And all the months of May down to November have a uniform days of 30. And then December, which ends on 21, has 21 days here. Adding the approximate time from April to December, we have 246 days. Therefore, the approximate time from April 15, 2008 to December 21, 2008 is 246 days. Before we skip to the next slide, I just want to clarify some things. For the actual time, especially when there is a month of February, you need to make sure that the total number of days for that particular month of February is 28 or 29. Then, if necessary, you must check the calendar for that particular year so that you will know if the actual time for that particular February has 28 days only or if it has 29 days. I hope that you can remember that. Lenders, personal or institutional, use two methods for replacing T in the formulas which involve simple interest when the loan term is expressed in days or D. The use of D over 360 for T in simple interest equals PRT results in simple interest called ordinary interest. It is different from exact interest, which can be obtained by using D over 365 for T. Unless specified in the problem, the interest to be computed is ordinary interest, in which case the divisor for the number of days is 360. Now that we know how to solve for the actual time or the approximate time between two dates, let us try to solve for the interest on the following examples. Example number 1. Find the interest due on loan of 5,400 pesos at 15.6% simple interest for 100 days using A, the ordinary interest, and B, the exact interest. So for this scenario, we will be solving using the given data on the two different ways, the ordinary and the exact interests. Here's the solution for example number 1. We have the following given data. Our principal amount is 5,400 pesos. Our rate is 15.6%, which is converted to 0.156. And our term is 100 days. Take note that since we are solving using the ordinary simple interest and the exact simple interest, we are not going to convert this one into year anymore. Now, let's solve for the simple interest. For the first one, we are going to solve for the ordinary simple interest with the following data. Our principal is 5,400 times the rate, which is 0.156, times the term, which is 100 over 360. Now, why is this so? The first one, the 300, is because our term is on 100 days. The second one, the 360, is because we are solving this using the ordinary simple interest. Take note that when we're using ordinary simple interest, our number of days right here is approximate. Therefore, we only have 360 days. Multiplying all three, we will get the answer of 234 pesos. Now, let's solve for the interest using the exact simple interest. We have the following data. The principal is again 5,400 pesos. The rate is again 0.156. And the term is 100 over 365. Again, the 100 right here is the t, while the 365 is for the exact simple interest. Why is it 365? It's because there are 365 days exactly in a year. Now, our answer, when you multiply all of this, is equal to 230 pesos and 79 centavos. Now, can you see the difference? For the ordinary simple interest, we have 234 pesos. And for the exact simple interest, we have 230 pesos and 79 centavos with a difference of 4 pesos and 79 centavos. Again, remember that when using the ordinary simple interest, our divisor is only 360 days. But if it is exact simple interest, our divisor for the term is 365 days. Now we are down to our second and last example. Using exact interest, determine the amount due on 14,000 pesos invested at 18.25% simple interest for 130 days. Now, since we are asked to solve for the exact interest in this particular problem, we are going to identify the data that we will be using in solving this particular problem. Let's start with 14,000 pesos. 14,000 pesos is the amount invested, therefore 14K is our principal amount. Then we have here 18.25%, which is our interest rate. We need to convert this one into its decimal form, and we will do that later. And finally, we have 130 days. 130 days is our term. Okay? Take note that in this particular problem, we are asked to use the exact interest. And because we will be solving for exact interest, what would be the denominator for our 130 days? Yes, since we are looking for the exact interest, therefore, the divisor or the denominator for 130 should be 365. Again, 365 because there are exactly 365 days in 1 year. Well, if we are asked for the ordinary, then that's the time that we're going to use 360. Now, here's the solution for example number 2. We have the following data given. Our principal amount is 14,000 pesos. The term for this particular problem is 130 over 365. Again, it's because we are looking for the exact interest. And we have our rate, which is 18.25%, converted to its decimal form, which is 0.1825. Now, let us find the value of the future value. Using the formula F equals P times 1 plus RT, substituting the values we have here, our P is 14,000 pesos times the quantity of 1 plus our rate, which is 0.1825, times the term, which is 130 over 365 days. Now, we will copy 14,000 pesos, and then we are going to multiply first 0.1825 by 130 over 365. You will just have to divide first 130 over 365 and then multiply it to 0.1825 so that you can arrive the value of 0.065. And then afterwards, we will add 1 and 0.065 so that we can get 1.06265. And then finally, let us multiply 14,000 pesos by 1.065, then we get 14,910. And this is now our answer. That's it. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to learn more about mathematics, check my other videos and don't forget to like and subscribe.